Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today you'll be rocking with me while I slay this gorgeous body wave lace wig courtesy of Yolissa. Now this definitely is not how she started, so you're going to see me work some magic. I started with my own natural hair. I've switched over from braiding my hair down sideways like Pop Smoke. May his soul rest in peace. And now we're doing the straight backs. Here's a really good look at the hair itself. This is 22-inch body wave 13x4 HD lace front wig in the length, the density 180%. Here is a look at the inside construction of the cap and as well as the knots. They are not bleached and I definitely just did not have time to bleach the knots. So you're going to see all of the finesse because you guys seen in the intro, I made this one look so good. So starting off, we're going to work on the lace. I picked up this lace tint from Amazon. It is by a popular brand. I'll have it linked down below. Now I picked up the darkest shade and I definitely went too dark. You guys seen on my wrist, it was a chocolatey brown similar to my complexion, but the undertones were too dark for me. So I still wanted to try it out. Basically, I'm not going to be able to return it, so I wanted to get my money's worth and see how it worked. It really didn't do much for me, but I think in a lighter shade it'll work. So you guys know, Amazon Prime, I'm going to go ahead and order another one. I'm going to go ahead and pin the length of my braids down so that it looks super flat and add a flesh colored wig cap over top. Now I'm going to have the flattest install possible. Now this is a look at what the wig looks like on. I did slow it down because I really want you guys to see this one. It does not come with the knots bleached and it definitely does not come pre-plucked. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get it there. What I will say about this one is the texture and the length is unmatched. It is absolutely beautiful. You guys seen the body it had in the beginning and you'll see how well the curls hold up. All of this wig, everything about it is absolutely beautiful. So although I do have to tweeze to get there, it definitely was worth it in my opinion. Again, I'm into trying new things. So I picked up these tweezers. I want to say I seen these on social media from Arrogant Tay. As you guys know, I love following his work and I believe it was these. Maybe I have the wrong ones, but I went ahead and picked up a pair of these just to try it out. You know, it doesn't hurt to try something different and you'll see my reaction in just a moment. I was like, wait, what? This ain't for me. So I went back to my pink tweezers that I always use, of course linked in the description box if you're interested, and I just went in and I took my time and I tweezed for the gods. Now a little bit of a hack, I knew I was going for a center part and I wasn't going to be showing off the sides, and honestly I just wasn't in the mood to tweeze out the sides, so I only focused on tweezing out, thinning out the front and center, and it worked out good for me. But of course, if this is an install or if you're working for a client, you definitely want to tweeze from ear to ear. That's just my preference for the sake of this video.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So I truly took my time with this one, and this is a good amount of what I plucked out. Of course, it's all over the floor, a little bit still in the wig, but I definitely took my time. Again, you can bleach the knots. I would highly recommend you bleach the knots. I would highly recommend that you pluck your wig on a mannequin head, but you guys know I got kids. Sometimes I'm a little bit impatient, so I finesse and I make it work and I make my wigs look amazing on me. I just sometimes don't have, 4 or 5 hours to dedicate to one install. A lot of times I got 1 hour to make it work and I make it do what it do. So also I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess lace. Here I'm using an eyebrow eraser. I'll be honest, this one was a little bit dull because I've been using the same one for a little while. So I did toss it out and I'm going to pick up some new ones. And now I'm going to go ahead and bond it down. Now this is a version or a form of Got to Be Glued. You guys know this is our tried and true favorite since the beginning. And I really do like this one. It's in the description box if you're interested. I'm not going to say I like this one more than the yellow I don't know, I gotta use it a couple more times to decide. When I apply it, I like to get the lace like really wet and saturated. This for me helps to make sure that it's really gonna bond down and stay. Sometimes when you spray a liquid, like a liquid got to be glue across your forehead and you just do one spray, it kind of isn't enough. Like you kind of want to put it there, like spray it down, like let the lace sop it up, and then do one more spray just to make sure this wig is gonna hold down, because again, this is a non-glue adhesive. Now you can kind of see a little bit of my work peeking through. It's a lot easier to see once the wig is bonded down, but of course you want to go ahead and tweeze before you bond, especially if you're using a non-glue adhesive, because if I try to pluck while it's bonded down, I mean, I can do it, but I will run the risk of making the lace lift up a little bit. Now I'm using my foam lotion and I'm just playing with the lace to make a little bit of baby hair. You can do no baby hair, but because this one is so full in the front, I kind of feel like a little bit of the finesse comes from the baby hair, especially because I bonded down the sides off camera, but I did not tweeze them as I mentioned. So I kind of want this to kind of like bring the lace forward a little bit so that you can kind of take the attention off the fact that the side is not tweezed at all. I went ahead and added this little scarf around the front and kind of just molded it down by blow drying it on a hot setting. That way, whenever I comb it and redo it, which you'll see in just a moment, it's molded in the way that I want it to go. Also, I went ahead and opted for a center part. I used my wax to kind of mold the hair down, and then I was able to go in and clean up the parting for a sleeker part. So that is a little mini hack. If you ever have an issue with, making a good straight part, go ahead and add your wax down, brush it in, and then try parting it with your rat tail comb, and it definitely will be so much easier. I'm gonna work that in combination with my electric hot comb. You guys know this is my jam. I know the wig looks a little bit oily because I do go heavy-handed with my product, and the reason is in the end, when it's all said and done, it's gonna look so good. Just trust the process. Now you guys can see I've kind of brushed out the waves. I want to bring them back and make them a little bit more pronounced. So I'm going to add my heat protectant, Tresemme. You guys know this one is an OG. I'm going to go in with my wand curler, section the hair off into sections, and get to work on curling the hair. Now I like to curl away from my face. You'll always get better curls away from your face opposed to forward, but you know, sometimes you may want to go forward just to switch it up. Wait for it, wait for it. The bounce is definitely real. Now for me, I'm very impatient, so I like to watch YouTube videos or listen to music while I wand curl my hair. A lot of the times I'm not doing perfect pieces, so you'll notice that some are bigger, some are smaller. I like to make sure they're all going in the same direction. And you'll see in just a moment, wait a minute, look at that bounce. You'll see in just a moment, I'm only gonna do this side or majority of the side on camera, and then the opposite side I'll do off camera, and then we'll be back to go ahead and cut in some layers. Now this is the final result. Absolutely beautiful. I didn't put in any holding spray just yet. I'll do that at the last step just to make sure the curls hold for the whole day and into the next day. I love the way it came out, but what you'll also notice is that the wig, as far as the lace area goes, does not match my complexion at all. I did make it a little bit darker with that lace tint I used, but it didn't help me at all. So I went in with my Fenty concealer in the parting, a little bit in the hairline just to highlight it, not highlight it, but to camouflage the knots a little bit since there are knots there. And now I'm going on top with the powder in the hairline to make the hairline bloom with my complexion 100%. Be sure when you're doing this to kind of blend it out a little bit, maybe with a rag, and that's going to help very much. Now I'm going to go in and clean up the baby hair. Like I said before, I did it and then I let it mold, and then I'm going to go back in for a second time to make it perfect. Now that we're done with the curls and everything with the hair, I decided that it needed a little bit of more dimension. Now, if you are trying to hold onto your hair for a long time and you're not comfortable with cutting it, I would highly recommend that you don't do this or you have someone help you with it, because once you cut into the hair, you can't get the hair back. So if you cut too much off, you'll be stuck with it. I kind of more so wanted to focus on the front and not really give the entire wig a haircut, and I love my results. Now I kind of just play with it until I get the results I want. And for the final touch, I'll add a little bit of holding spray to make sure it sets. And now we're good to go, and I'm feeling and looking fabulous. Now here's a quick look at what came inside of my packaging. I know you guys always want to see this. They gave me this beautiful silk or satin scarf. They gave me some elastic in case you want to go ahead and make your wig glueless. And they also gave me some brown wig caps. And of course, a dust bag for storing my wigs. I'm absolutely in love with this wig, the curls, and everything about it. You guys see I slayed for the gods. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Smooches!